Hello and welcome to another video from PlodWare. In this video we're going to have a look at the second part of a short series on getting external events into a PC program. In this video, which is part 2, we're going to focus on the custom MIDI controller, which will generate the external events and pass them into the PC. Part 1 focused on the PC executable written in C. In that video we used a commercial MIDI controller keyboard to generate the events, and the focus there was getting the PC program to accept the events. In this, part 2, we're going to focus on replacing the commercial MIDI controller with a custom controller. The goal. I want to have a device external to the PC which can be used to signal events to a program running on the target PC. Probably the most important requirement is that the target PC program be running, but not necessarily does it have to have mouse or keyboard focus. This means that the PC program is effectively event-driven. The PC program was written to accept messages from the PC operating system. When data was supplied to the PC in the form of MIDI messages, transported to the PC over a USB protocol emulating a MIDI COM protocol. These messages came from the external device. The external device created the MIDI messages using an Arduino compatible Pro Micro board, and that board monitored the values of a set of binary switches and potentiometers, and then pass changes in these values as MIDI messages to the target PC via a MIDI over USB protocol. So the external device described here is effectively a custom MIDI controller. I have an ultimate goal, which was to have a PC program that would monitor up to 4 video sources, present them to me, let me view the streams, and then by either mouse selection or MIDI controller to say I want to take a snapshot of a particular camera now. Though there was 4 sources, I've actually put 5 buttons into this controller. The 5th button will say if you press it, it'll take a snapshot of all active video streams of the 4. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate this MIDI controller here. It's basically covered in part 1 and in a separate video, the multicam still snapper. Techie talk. Why use the Arduino compatible Pro Micro board? Well, it was easy, at least for me, using the library MIDI USB, created, I believe, by Gary Graywell, to create the target functionality. Also, I wanted the board because it supports more than enough digital inputs and ADC inputs for demonstration purposes, and importantly, more than enough for my multi-camera still snapper project. And finally, because the price was, in my eyes, okay. This is the custom MIDI controller hardware wiring diagram. 5 switches, 2 potentiometers, and the Arduino compatible Pro Micro board. I put it all onto a single breadboard. I prefer to use red wires only for the plus voltage. However, the switches that I had, and I wanted 5 of them, I only got 5 different coloured caps, and unfortunately red was one of them. So I've used red switch cap with a red wire, but please note that's not a plus VCC wire or signal. It's a signal, not a voltage wire. Now, how to get the sketch. First of all, the basic sketch is a rework of one that I found online. I found it, it's not very big, about 130 lines, and I modified it a little bit for my purposes. This is only probably the second Arduino project I've done. So I've repeated everything that was necessary on a spare PC just to make sure I've got the instructions right. I downloaded the Arduino IDE. I happen to use version 2.3.6. It's not the most recent. I think it's one out of date at the moment. I installed it as an administrator. I then started the IDE, and under the menu Tools, Manage Libraries, I entered in the search field MIDI USB. In the search results, I found MIDI 1.01. I found MIDI USB 1.01 by Gary Graywell. I installed it. I got the .ino file from my website. I created an empty sketch and copied the ino file into it. Connected up the Arduino compatible Pro Micro board to the PC using a USB cable. Bit of a gotcha here, look out. The IDE reports the board not as a Pro Micro, at least not on my server system. It reported it instead as an Arduino Leonardo. No problem, use that, compile and upload the sketch. This is where you'll find the sketch, my version of it. Go to my website, riptech.com/downloads -script -files. Have a look in the list there under the executable sections. All of the available downloads are labeled. Look for the part 2 of the external events executable. The file is a zip file. It contains the ino file and some build hardware information. Copy it, download it, put it wherever you want. The rest is up to you. As I've said, there's some gotchas. The first hardware version that I created loads of MIDI messages. As soon as I touched the potentiometers, it drove me mad. Turned out there were some waggle contacts in the breadboard. Changed the breadboard, everything was stable. The Arduino compatible Pro Micro board was seen by the IDE as an Arduino Leonardo, no problem. Likewise, when you create your MIDI controller and plug it into the Windows operating system, Windows reports it not as being a Pro Micro, it reports it as being a Arduino Leonardo MIDI-in device. 2 disclaimers. First disclaimer against third parties. This video is provided for informational and educational use only. It is neither sponsored nor solicited. Where reference is made to any third-party organization, source, or documentation, then that reference was made under the assumption of fair use. Other than being a user of some products from companies referenced in this video, Microsoft Corporation, Arduino, etc., I have no connection with any of these companies, their employees, representatives, or subsidiaries. My second disclaimer is all information, software, scripts, and documentation in this video is provided as is and without any warranty, express or implied, including, but not limited to, the implied warranties of merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose. The user assumes all risks associated with the use of information, software, scripts, and documentation from this video. The rest of the disclaimer basically says, go ahead, use my provided information as you will. Just don't imply that I'm responsible. I am not. I started in 1972. Rushed through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and it went on, but now I just plod along. Now I'm having a rest until the next video. Cheers.